peace, and light, family. We're in the ladies' room again. I'm very excited about this. This is episode 3 in the ladies' room with your girl Genesis Blue and
So hey, how's everyone doing tonight?
yes, we gonna find a way to work that, make it cuter for us. We might start
Yes,
off with boom, boom, boom. There's a
yes,
meeting in the boom, boom, boom. We got to do something cool with it. We'll
yeah,
get it. We'll get it. We'll get it. Between your rapping and dancing and her creativity,
yeah.
we'll get something. SJ can't be with us. She's tied up with corporate America things, and we can't pay her bills. So we're gonna mind
Right.
the business that pays us. So here we are today. It'll be Genesis Blue and your girl Shell. So many topics per usual. So let's get into it. Let me do my updates that I love to do about Tory Lanez.
Okay. Oh yes.
So girl, Milagro, whatever. I don't keep up with these weirdos. Was very offensively going after Meg. She was one of those people that was had a smear campaign going. Come to find out, she was sort of helping Tory Lanez's father allegedly with the smear campaign because they found hundreds and hundreds of text messages that she deleted, which the judge said implicates that you were trying to hide something. This is illegal. You can't defame people. You certainly can't conspire to defame people. I think this is a pretty clear case. So Megan Thee Stallion is suing Milagro for millions of dollars. She's probably going to win, just like Cardi B, because these people keep doing these
Yeah.
things and thinking that these celebrities won't do anything about it. But it's not. This is a very serious situation, right? Anyway, the reason Tory Lanez is still funny with him is because he refused to do the deposition. He didn't want to do the deposition when they just come and ask him about this particular case. And so now he gets fined $20,000 more for refusing to help with this case that he knows information about. So shout out to that girl for being dumb. I don't know why you messing with people. Like, shout out to her for being dumb. Shout out to Tory Lanez for continuing to do very silly things and make very
Yes.
poor choices.
Yes.
But yeah, I love when the universe unfolds as it should, and the
Agreed.
karma comes to pay people back. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just our update of the week. The other update, the Epstein files, which I'm personally exhausted about because it's like, girl, it's files, release them. We're in the
Yeah.
internet age. So that just goes to show you, how our government is getting down. But anyway, today the House passed the vote. Only one person voted no, weirdo, to release the file. That is so weird. What's the guy's name? We got to find out his name. Like, who
Yeah.
would do that? Who would be like, I know 400 and something of y'all are going to say yes. I'm going to say no.
So this is my conspiracy, okay?
Yeah.
Because first of all, the Republicans fought so hard to not release it.
Yes.
Why do you think now they're going to do that?
It's a plan.
Because
it's always a plot.
It's scrubbed. It's literally scrubbed.
There's nothing to find. And the only
There's
thing they'll
nothing to
find will be for their advantage and for the Democrats'
Absolutely.
disadvantage. So that's kind of why I said I'm over it. Like, it doesn't matter now. It's been compromised.
I don't even want to know what's in it because
I don't want to know what's in it. I only want to listen to the victims. Yeah, I just want to hear what the victims have to say. Yeah, that's exactly right. That information is no longer there. They don't care. They redacted and got and just simply got rid of whatever else they didn't want it to have. I mean, I think it forever stains them regardless. What do you think? You can get rid of the information, but it's forever stained.
Things. Right. I mean, I think there's a few things. I think it was the recent election where all the Democrats were winning, right? And so now the Republicans are in fear of losing their offices, number one. And so voting against it makes them look guilty.
Yes.
And so why would they vote against it? So now it's almost like if you're a teacher and one of your failing students that fails all the time, all of a sudden gets like 100 on a test.
Somebody gonna ask some questions.
Like, come on. So it's like, at this point, I didn't even care what they say because I don't believe them anymore.
I don't think it matters.
Why would they vote? They fought for years not to do this.
I'm just ready for the midterms. I think that none of it matters. Like, I think if America is seriously watching this every day on TV and hearing it on, their podcasts or listening to it on, all that we can do is use the power that we do have to vote those people out. America, listen to me, girl. If y'all don't vote them people out in midterms, do not call me. I don't want to hear it.
Please.
I was already pretty much done with America, but Now you have a chance, one chance to turn things around here in the next year. If you don't do it then, do not talk to me. I'm going to put you in my list of unserious people. You'll be filed there forever, America. This is your chance. So I don't really care about no damn vote. I mean, no vote from Congress or the House. Like, this is pointless. This is what we call grandstanding. You're just putting on a show.
Agreed.
But hopefully we recognize the game and we respond accordingly with our vote. That's all I have to say. I mean, what do you think?
I feel the same way. Like, I feel like I was so proud, and our Democrats that got in office. And at this point, honestly, I think I resonate more with independent, because I feel like I don't really.
Okay, let's chat.
I like who is being honest and truthful and is not using a certain thing for a platform when you're just jumping on everyone else's bandwagon, right? So I'm okay voting with who I think would be a good fit for cancer.
That's why you my people.
Or whatever.
That's why you my people, because I will in fact be changing my voters registration to independent. Now most times I'll go Democratic, because if I gotta pick the Democrats or the Bloods, I gotta go with the Democrats.
Yes, for sure.
But when I have other choices that I can independently pick, like a Mom Donnie, I'm absolutely doing that. I'm absolutely doing that. I don't, we talk about identity, gender identity and things. I do not identify as a Democrat at all. Just turns out sometimes that's the only thing we can vote. Like I said before, this is the best time in life for independents to rise up. And just do what they need to do and don't worry about the party name. This is the best time for that. But yeah, I agree with you. I do not identify with, they all are just full of crap, man. They just full of crap. So
they are.
Okay, so we gonna
they're using political politics. So it's a oxymoron, but it is what it is.
Well, it would be fine if you just say that, but y'all are in bed with so many people. Like, you don't care about us. Y'all are in bed with too many businesses. Y'all are in bed with too many billionaires. Yeah. So, like, you're compromised. It's like when something gets compromised, it's no good anymore. So quit trying to, that's why it frustrates me. Quit trying to make it a thing. It's no longer a thing. No. It has been exposed. The veil is removed. Like, you're about businesses and billionaires. It's super clear. And if it just happens to fall within what we like, cool. If it doesn't, you actually don't give a fuck. Like, you're just going to do whatever you want. And so, okay, now that we know that, let's move forward with that knowledge. And again, I would like to see Americans realize that it is not us versus us. It's them versus us. Like, we need to realize they are the enemy of the people. We are not the enemies. We are the people. Right. Agreed. So we'll hopefully get there one day, slowly, but maybe surely. Right. Okay.
Please,
beautiful.
God. Please, beautiful. God.
Now, at the same time, your girl
TJ.
I'm laughing because Van Lathan on his show called her Marjorie Taylor King, because he like, oh, she trying to act like she Martin Luther King, now standing up for the people.
Yes.
It had me in tears. So we'll take a page from Van Lathan and say Marjorie Taylor King. That's just hilarious. Because all of a sudden she is an activist for the people.
But I kind of like how Jasmine called her, with all the bees, like.
Let me see if I get it. Right? Bleach, blonde, bad built, butch body. Let's go.
Yes, that's it.
Let's go. So let's get into this. First of all, she beefing with Donald Trump. But before we even talk about that, do you think that she's having a genuine change of heart, or what do you think her angle is?
I think her change of heart is genuine because she's been doing this for a couple months now.
Okay.
I do believe it's genuine in terms of her concern for women, because that's been her plight over the last few months, is saying she doesn't appreciate how men are mansplaining and all these meetings and committees on women's health. Women aren't in them. And so she's been fussing about that, and she's been talking about that, and she's been very, open about it. What I also don't want to hear from her is how Donald Trump has turned on her. I don't want to hear that, because you knew who he was.
That's why I don't take her seriously.
And the one thing that I remember, and I'll never forget this, and this is when I first learned who she was during the insurrection, when they were in the Capitol, and they were in the basement, or they were all in a room waiting for the people who were doing the revolt on the outside to go home, right? Okay. And they were in there, and someone was handing out masks. Because remember, this was around that time where people were still wearing masks. It was the beginning of 2021. And you could tell, like, the smirk on her face at that time was like, I don't want a mask, and like I don't even care what's going on. Like that was her whole aura at
Attitude
the
about it.
time. And I was like, yo, who is that? And then as like we started learning more about her, she was like anti-mask, COVID is a hoax. And she was going after the Parkland survivors. Like they were talking to her and she was being
She was doing
rude.
that too. With that
Yes.
dude that got sued. Oh my gosh.
There was one girl in front of her that was asking a question. She kicked her. Like she's been despicable. Like her behavior has been horrible.
Wow.
Now she's like, oh my God, he's turning on me. Girl, did you
Girl.
not see the writing on the wall? Like, this has been years. And now your feelings are hurt because he said something against you, but he'd been acting this way.
He has no loyalty or allegiance to
None.
anyone but
None.
himself. I just don't understand. It annoys me to no end when people sit up there, especially Republicans, and act so shocked. Oh my God. This is the same guy before he even got into office. He was completely Democratic. He was like a liberal guy. And then he switched and went all the way to the other extreme. Now he nowhere but everywhere at the same time. Like, are we serious? He is clearly a chameleon. He is clearly a con artist. One of the greatest con artists of our time is where he'll go down in history. He is one of the greatest con artists of our time.
He's amazing at it. And people
and
believe
if you guys don't start to see him as that, you cannot trust a con artist. He will take your drawers off of your body. Right? And smile while he's doing it. And so, I don't trust someone like her. Some people tend to think that she's only doing that because she's getting ready to try to run again for something else. Like she wants to be governor.
And both could be true.
Two things can be true. Two things can be true. But I also think she has insight enough to know the tide is turning. But I'm going to tell you what, if nobody in this country can't take him down, it's a white woman. They'll do it.
I was literally thinking that. I was literally thinking that, like, what if this woman is going to run for our next president? Like, what? I would not put it past her.
I wouldn't put it past her. But that's going to be the people that take him down. If he get the white women to turn on him, it's going to be a wrap. Because they will do whatever they need to do to get you on up out of here, just like they did Bill Cosby. Like, you did not think they was going to get old ass Bill Cosby in jail. They did.
They did.
Because white women know their powers, and they use their powers. But so we'll see. But anyway, it's kind of funny that they're beefing and they've been going back and forth.
The girls are fighting.
The girlies are fighting, and I'm like, yawn, because we always knew I must say, I always knew we would be here, but we're here way quicker than I thought.
Yes.
It's so funny to look back at the messages on Twitter and and threads, and people are like, how bad could it be? It's just 4 years. I mean, he's not really going to be able to do all of that. Somebody said, what was it? The statistic, it was like 70% of the Project 2025 has already been completed or implemented.
In the first 9 months?
I need to look up the number for sure.
That just shows how vulnerable this country is, that much could be done in this little time.
And that much time. When you were saying, it's not going to be that bad, just try it. It was
and there's
that
checks
bad.
And balances, and there's not. Like,
it's actually much worse and much quicker. And he turned heel, and they turned heel on him in record time. So I'm interested in seeing what the next 6 to 12 months holds for this poor little baby country of ours. But I love it when the girlies are beefing. I think the Epstein file they're just wasting our time. Old girl is Ghislaine is in a nice cush prison in Texas, actually, not too far from us. I think towards Brenham, where she's living like a queen. Yeah, that's kind of where they put other celebrities that have big cases. There's a couple of other women celebrities there, like reality stars.
Out there on horses.
She's, they let her have a puppy.
Wow.
She has a therapy dog or something. I don't know. White women, as I said, they get the job done, girl.
Too good for some people. Like,
but that just tells you what she knows, right? And so I'm interested in seeing what happens. But I love that the girlies are beefing. Let's let them have their time, whatever. Yeah. It doesn't change anything at all for people of color, because we are used to all of this shenanigans.
Exactly. Right? Yeah.
Which reminds me, it's just worth mentioning, the immigration crisis is still very much continuing, and I don't want us to sort of get distracted with the inhumane things that are going on still.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Epstein files, y'all care so much about these women, and that's beautiful. I care about them too, but I have not forgotten what y'all are doing to the immigrants and to people that's not even immigrants, right? Did you hear about the dude? They busted his window out and said, "You're not a citizen." Busted his window out. He gave them the ID, and that wasn't good enough.
It was a black man. Yes.
I don't know if
was
he's
it
black now, but they put him in jail, girl.
Was he an American citizen?
He's an American citizen. They had to release him about an hour, but it's like, I'm showing you my real ID that you can look up and see who I am and what I'm. So y'all really just playing in my face at this time. Abuse of power. But I don't wanna forget that that's also one of them that will also go down in history as one of the most disgusting things at this time.
Yeah, it feels very Holocaust-ish, and not to we can't. I know that there was real atrocities, and I'm not trying to.
It's like the Diet Coke version, right? So
it's like
version, yes.
Yeah, I was watching.
But it's also how it starts, right? It's also how it begins.
This woman was saying that her husband, who is black, but he's fair-skinned and looks like he could pass for like Dominican or something, was also pulled over and detained. And she was like, he's literally like, he was telling them they were speaking Spanish to him. He doesn't speak any Spanish, and they still like detained him. And it's like, there has to be some kind of like law.
Rhyme or reason to this. They got the people. That's why I said the midterms are so important. Some people got to get in and stop this. This is out of control. He has no remorse for it. No anything. I just don't know what kind of. And you gotta be something else to think this is okay. And the people on Fox News defend that. It's so creepy to me. Like, you're gonna defend that? Like, you think that's okay? But y'all are all about America's freedoms. It's the hypocrisy.
And you're a journalist.
They're not really no more. That's no longer a requirement anymore. It's more like you like to do gossip. Yeah, it's not.
That is true.
They're not journalists anymore. Yeah, that ship is yeah. So I'm still just disturbed with all of that. The other thing that I'm disturbed with is been hearing one too many situations about women of color, specifically right now, Black women going into a hospital, an emergency room of all things, saying, "Hey, I'm in labor, think my baby's coming," and they get treated like the bottom of somebody's shoe when you step in mud. And it's bad. And so the latest one is a woman who's pleading and saying, "Yeah, this baby's coming. No, you're not ready yet. You're only 2 centimeters. Go away." She goes away, and within 8 minutes has the baby in the car. Yeah. Oh Real talk. So I know you have some thoughts about that. Tell me.
Yeah, I mean, we experienced that when my ex-wife and I had our son. We were in the hospital. Her OBGYN was amazing. It was really kind of the staff that was working with us prior to that. First of all, we were older, so we wanted a geriatric doctor, because that's what they call, if you're older than 25.
They call it geriatric.
They call it a geriatric. Yeah. I mean, she was in her late 30s, so I mean, I get it, but that's what they call it. But they were like, no, you're fine, right? Well, she wasn't fine. And she ended up getting preeclampsia and high blood pressure. So the last few weeks she ended up spending in the hospital, because we would keep taking her blood pressure. And at one point it was like 170, right? We went into the hospital, and so she ended up having to stay for a few weeks just because he was going to be born too early. And so she had preeclampsia, she had gestational diabetes. And as we were in there, when she was in labor, she kept saying like the contractions were closer. Well, the nurse there was like just kind of piddling around, and she was like, "Well, I normally don't work here." And so she's like slowly going through things.
Girl.
And finally we were like, absolutely not. So the doctor comes in there, and she looks and she goes, "Are you guys kidding me?" And
the doctor.
Yes, the doctor was like, "Are you guys kidding me?" She could literally see the hair, the baby's hair. She was so open. She's like, "It's time to go." And I'm like,
and nobody had said, "Oh my Lord," no sense of urgency.
They didn't call her. She just happened to come by.
No,
she just happened to come by. No one had called her.
This is how. Yep. This is a perfect, like literal perfect example.
Yeah.
They're just desensitized, I guess. They've seen so many, they don't care anymore. Nobody wants to work anymore. That's what I do know. That's a whole nother episode. Nobody wants to work anymore. Clearly. But it's just like, you went to school this whole time to do this very specific thing. You could have chose any other thing in the world. You don't fall into nursing.
You literally chose to take care of people.
And it is not
Chose it.
easy. Nursing school is hard. I have lots of nursing
Yes.
clients. It is not easy. So you
No.
chose, and then you can pick a specialty even. You get to say, this is the population I want to work with. And then you
Yes.
choose women having children.
Yes.
And then you act like a complete douchebag about it. Help me understand. Help me understand where we are. It's still the empathy, man. Make empathy great again. That's what
And
I just keep saying.
That's been a newer issue, right? Within like the last 5 or 6 years. I mean, we've always known about it, but I think it's gotten more coverage like the last 5 or 6 years. This was 13 years ago. This wasn't just a few years ago. My son is 13.
Yeah.
You know, literally 13 years ago. So it's like, this has been a constant issue.
This has been a constant. This is not new. I think we're absolutely, because of podcasts and things and internet, Twitter, whatever, we're talking about it more. That's what it is. You're absolutely right. We're talking about it more now. And it's just like, I wonder if there's accountability. I wonder if, I don't think they take it seriously at all. And they're like, oh, if something happened, oh, that wasn't my fault. Like, my God, I don't understand. We are desensitized in so many ways, but this is just one illustration of how we are. And I don't know what it's going to take for us to not be that way anymore. But we have to hold these people accountable. Like, I would like to see, when those videos are made, I would like to see the restitution happening. I would like to see the atonement happening, because now that kind of just goes into the abyss and we don't know what came of that person or was somebody held accountable. And that's hard. I want to know somebody. And then, of course, the more people that you see get held accountable, the more they say, okay, let's be better.
Yes.
But there's no accountability. They won't, be better. I was talking to this guy that's like a pharmacist, and he was like, even the pharmacy deals with so much negligence from the nurses and doctors, because they're like a catch-all. And he was like, oh my God, they'll prescribe somebody the wrong something in a minute and then look at you like, oh, well, what do you want me to do?
Yes.
He said it's so much to the effect that they actually just have extra money in their budget to account for the mess ups instead of taking the 2 extra steps to do it correctly so you don't affect someone's life. Like, that's a real person telling me that's what he does every day, try to clean up their messes.
Yes. Yeah.
We down bad. And that's just in the medical field.
Wow. Yes.
Really?
I experienced that as well. I went to the emergency room because I had bad earache. And I was like, this is weird. This is different. Like, every time I would yawn, it would hurt. Like, it was different. I ended up having like shingles in my ear, and the medicine that they gave me was not for that. So they gave me a medicine. I'm thinking it's just going through a process, but I didn't. It was getting worse. But in my mind, I think I was feeling like it was better. But then I started like feeling it in my jaw, and that's when I knew something was wrong. So then I found out, oh, well, yeah, they prescribed the wrong medication. So when I emailed the urgent care, and I was like, hey, you gave me the wrong medication. No, I did a review. That's what it was. And they immediately called me.
Just
and I was like,
understand.
How? How did you
That's
do
just
that?
something simple. Right. Something so simple. Like,
you could have bust my eardrum. It could have bust my eardrum. Right.
And then they would have been like, I don't know, we'll write your check. But it's like, my ear is forever.
But we have to give feedback.
Y'all
we have to do the reviews. We have to give the feedback.
Yes. But then it's also like, you're choosing to do this job. It is not something you stumble into, truck driving or something. Like, you have to do so many things to become a doctor. Why would you not take that seriously? It's very weird to me. It's the psychology of people. I don't actually get it. Like, do something else. Yeah. So a lot of heavy things happening in this world. Again, that's why we're doing this podcast too, so we can check in with each other. So when we come back, we're gonna do some unserious people, and then we're gonna get into the wellness topic of the day. So stay tuned. You in the ladies' room, and we're gonna take a bathroom break. All right, we are back in the ladies' room, and my favorite segment, unserious people. I mean, really, this is easy times to find unserious people. So unserious people are people who are always full of tomfoolery and shenanigans. At least that's how I'm defining it. So if there are ever people in your life who just can't ever get it together or make the most ridiculous, dumbass decisions, instead of calling them mean names, we'll just say that they're unserious. So. So let's nominate for some people for the Unserious People Award of the Week. My first one is going to be Pharrell Williams.
Okay.
Pharrell Williams, who we all know and love as one of the greatest hip hop producers and rappers of his time. Greatest man ever. But he one of them people where I don't see color. He one of them.
Okay.
I don't know why he's one of them, because he's literally from Virginia and is blackety black, black, black. Somehow he thinks that he is an other, though.
Okay.
So what he said, and I'm trying to pull it up so I can read it to you. What this genius said. So he was getting an interview, as they often do, and I love artists, but I hate when they ask them political questions. I really hate it, because I know 9 times out of 10 they're gonna say the dumbest thing possible. But what happens with artists, because they're performers, I know as a performer you can say stuff with such conviction that immediately in the moment the audience is like, oh yeah. But then when you stop, you go, that nigga don't know what he talking about. What are you talking about, bro? So he said basically that he doesn't believe in politics. He doesn't subscribe to picking sides. That's all fine. I don't believe that we should pick any sides. I think basically that politics is not a real thing, that we should just not let it affect us. In other words, lots of privilege spilling over.
Yes.
The most fun part that he said is like, yeah, like I know DEI is gone, but it's fine, because if you're really good at what you do and you really the best, then that's what we should focus on right now. We shouldn't care about DEI going away. And if it comes back again, cool. But if it doesn't, we should just rely on our greatness and being the best at what we do. What are your thoughts?
I mean, so I didn't know about this, right? But I also think like it's also really sad when you're that out of touch with your community.
It's literally an out of touch moment.
Yeah, I mean, also like not only with your community, but people who really love what you do. You know, like your fan base.
It's a slap in the face to
Yes,
them, right? Yes.
absolutely.
Yes. I myself have about at least 15 examples off top how canceling DEI has immediately ruined the lives of people that I know. Immediately. Especially Black women, right? And so he can really just suck it, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Because nothing of what these rich and famous people say is rooted in reality, is rooted in their reality. And once again, the lack of empathy and understanding is that I think a lot of people don't understand you're an anomaly. Like, you're an anomaly. You made it to where you are, but you're an anomaly. That's a 1 in a million thing. The rest of us have to live in reality where we do not get to the top and then all of our problems are fixed. And we do have people setting up obstacles intentionally to keep us back. I can be really great at what I do, and someone else can get chosen ahead of me because that's their homie.
Absolutely.
That's how it works. Or they don't like Black women. They feel threatened. This is real. The fact that we still having this conversation, because it's just too many examples.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
There's just too many examples at this point. I don't even know why we still here having these conversations.
Yeah.
But in tech, in the medical field, in sports, these people get discriminated against all the time. It is documented. It is proven. We're not just, these things don't fall out of the sky, man. And I'm so sick of rich and famous people. Shut up.
Well, you know, I think
this is not a TED Talk. This is real life.
And it really is what this administration is teaching, is like being unwoke. You know, and it's like, and I think JD Vance, well, we'll talk about him in a second, but it is this like unwoke culture. And you think it's cool to be unwoke. And it's like, please look up what that means.
Well, they don't even use the word correctly, but yeah. We don't want to digress.
True, but when you're talking about being woke, like, what? They
don't even know what the term means, but they just mean anything they don't like is woke to me. That's what I take it as. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah. Absolutely. But no, they got to stop, man. But yeah, I don't know why we're still having this conversation. It's like a real thing. So yes, you can be super talented and you may make it, but that is a 1 in a million shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not
right. Completely out of touch, like tone deaf.
It's so toned. And I also am like, if you're not struggling with certain things, don't speak on it. Shut
Yeah.
up. Like,
Mhm.
shut up. If you
Yeah.
don't know, like, shut up. If you're not locked in, tuned in, boots on the ground, like you're literally designing stuff for Louis Vuitton, girl, shut up. You don't live in the same America that we do. And you might have grown up in the hood. You might have grown up around people that look like you, but you are not that anymore.
Mhm.
You are absolutely not that anymore. And so, yes, I want them to cut. Pharrell is unserious. Pharrell, I love you. You're one of the greatest producers of our time. Please shut up. Please come to the front of the class. I would like to nominate you for an unserious person of the week. Who do you have, my friend?
Mine's easy. It's the
Okay.
Republicans
Yeah,
because
okay, fair.
we don't care about your vote anymore. We do not. It's too little, too late. It absolutely means nothing right now.
That's
Because
an
when it meant
unserious move.
something, you wouldn't give it. So you are my unserious people for the week. The whole Republican Party,
You win.
except the
Yeah,
one.
that was easy.
The one person is like the hero right now because he was the only one true to what he said from the beginning.
Stand in it.
You
Stand
know,
in it.
stand in it.
10 toes, man. 10
Yeah.
toes.
Yeah.
You're right. That is
No one
extremely
cares about your vote.
that is a
Honestly.
very unserious move. It is playing in the face of the people that you are supposed to represent. You're absolutely right. You win. I bow down to your decision. It is, in
Mine's the
fact,
most unserious
Republicans,
people.
congratulations. You have been nominated. It has been moved and seconded. You
We
are
need a
the
gavel.
you are the unserious people of the week. Probably the entire month. We could just go ahead and give it to you guys
Yes.
and see what happens next. Okay, yeah, I'm loving this segment. Let's see what happens next week, friends. We're gonna take another quick break. By the way, if you just so happen to want to promote your business or what you do with the ladies of the Ladies Room podcast, please hit us up. Address is, look at that. Address is ladiesroompod@gmail.com. That's LADIEZ roompod@gmail.com. We'll be right back. And we all the way back in the ladies' room. And it's time for the reason we're here, wellness. It's our wellness topic of the week. And today I'm going to turn it over to my girl Shell because she's got some things she wants to pour into us today.
Yes.
What you got,
Okay.
girl?
So I love me some Jay Shetty. And so I was watching a video of his today and he asked one of the questions and I was like, wow, I really got to think about it. And I don't know if you know him, and I think his wife's name is Rada. They now have a podcast together.
Yeah.
And I love her too. Like, she keeps him straight. And I love to see that because he seems like so philosophical. And she's like, dude, no. Like, bruh.
But then
like,
reality. Okay, got it. Okay. Oh, I got to listen to them together then. Yeah. I had
no,
always
she's
seen
really
stuff.
good. And she like checks him. And so,
Okay.
But it's really good. And, you know, Jay Shetty's like this guru, right? Of like philosophy and self-love and like mindfulness. And one of the things he said today that really made me think was he was talking about self-love. And he's like, we always find the things that we don't love about ourselves. And we repeat it. And as we repeat it, we play small. As we repeat the things that we don't love about ourselves, right? And we ruminate on those things. So you think about them and you play them over and over in relationships and you play them here and play them there. And it's like you just keep it as part of your persona without like passing through it, right?
That's right.
And so what are the things that like you think that you maybe feel like you don't always love about yourself, that like maybe you could, looking at these next years, and I always say this, and I don't mind saying my age, that I'm, 50 years old, but in the early
50
part,
and fine.
50 and fine and fabulous.
Get into it.
So I think, before I turn 50, and I always tell people when they turn 50 that, before I turn 50, I let anyone have access to me, and then I would decide whether they belonged here or not. And now I'm at a stage where I'm like, no, I'm going to decide that up front. And if later you seem to be like you don't deserve to be in my space, then I will eliminate, right? But I am going to be careful of who I allow access, right? And so that's one way I learned not to play small. And also to like own my shit, right? There are a lot of things that I don't own. I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes I fight it and I'm like, I don't do that, knowing good and well I do that shit. But, and so there are things about me. But what is it about you? Like, what is it that you would say about you that you maybe play small that you know you could do better or bigger?
I am one of those people that's not good at bragging on myself, or like,
Okay.
I need to do better at the elevator pitch, right?
Yeah.
Because I have done many, many things in life, but I'm not good at that. I'll be like, I didn't really did. I mean, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, I did do that. And then people will be like, what? Oh my God. Because, every time, like just the other day, we were talking to the guy at the meeting and he's like so blown away. And I was like, it wasn't that serious to me because
Yes.
I don't look at myself in the same way because I haven't accomplished the things I want to accomplish, right? So that's
Yeah.
like my definition of success is doing these great things that I haven't done, but somebody else is looking at me going, "Girl, you already did
Yes.
these really cool things. What are we even
I
talking
have
about?"
the perfect example of that with
Tell
you
me.
when we volunteered for the Pride, and we were riding in the golf cart, and someone was like blue, and you were like, oh yeah, I forgot. You were like, I forget that people know me for that, and I was like, how are you just gonna forget that like all these people know you? But you were like, oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, let me speak
That's
because I
funny.
forgot. And I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah. Mm-hmm,
it's like you
mm-hmm.
don't even realize like the people who like
Yeah.
love you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. I received that. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I think, yeah, I need to do a
it's so
better
funny.
job. Yeah, I think, because like with so many people, like confidence is key. And it's not that
Yeah.
I'm not confident. Like I'm very confident. Like I think I'm a dope ass therapist. Nobody
Hmm.
can rock with me. Nobody can F with me on that or whatever. But like when it just comes to like coming into a room and be like, yeah, bitch, this what I did and I do this and
Yeah.
da, da, da. I'm not that guy. I'll kind of just
Hmm.
sit back and wait till somebody asks me, and then I'll, say,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, well, I have done these things, or
Yeah.
like you saw, if they Google me and they ask me, but I
Yeah.
should be walking in the room saying, this is what I did, and I
Yeah.
this and this and this, especially because I have goals that I want to meet, right? And
Yeah.
so I need to be more overt about that for sure. I need to be more
Hmm.
vocal about who I am and what I can bring to the table.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
But
gonna be my
it's
thing.
that thing. Yeah, it's that
Yeah.
thing of not wanting to feel like you bragging or you full of
Yes.
ego. Because you know me, I'm no egos, right? I'm
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
ego, no ego. So I think finding that balance of, oh well, you're not really bragging, but you letting people know, like you letting people
Hmm.
know, who
Yeah.
you are. So
Yeah, for
I
sure.
find that
I would
that's a
say
good
the
question.
same. I mean, I think, I always tell this and I tell this to my partners too, is like, sometimes being around your friends makes you remember who you are, right? And sometimes you don't remember that in your
Yeah,
partnerships or,
that's right.
and then
Ooh,
you get around your friends and you're like, I am a bad bitch. That's
they
right.
love me. They
Yes, they love me. And all these things that they love about me is true too,
and
right?
it's also true.
And
That's
it's
right,
also
girl.
true.
That's
And it's
right.
like you get that sense of like, just like I said with the access, like, no, I do bring a lot to the table. And I am someone who like is worthy to be loved in this
That's
way,
it. That's it. And
right?
celebrate it. And celebrate
Yes.
it.
And
Yes.
celebrated. And I think, you get like used to your partner treating you a certain way, but you
Mm-hmm.
almost expect that, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
you forget that that really is an amazing thing to have and to share,
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's it.
And so when
I
you're
love
around
it.
people you feel don't have to love you, and
Mm-hmm.
they do, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, they
Ooh,
can love
that's
me, and I
good.
don't have to perform or be, performative.
That's
And
a
so,
word. That's a
yeah.
word. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have to love me, but
Mm-mm.
they do. So
Mm-hmm.
that can't be an accident. They're not
Mm-mm.
getting paid to like you.
Exactly. Exactly. And we don't have to play small, and we really can be in ourselves and take space. We
Oh
deserve to
man,
take space.
I love this. So people should be asking themselves that question. Mm-hmm. I
What
think.
is it about you that you could show up more or better?
Mm-hmm.
And let me make sure.
Yeah.
Find the things that you don't love about yourself
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that you're not repeating
That's good. So
them. Hmm.
those will be things that are within your control to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love it. And like you said, going back to the beginning, that, like I say, the thoughts are the worst enemy. But they're
Mhm.
also your biggest cheerleader if you utilize them correctly.
The thoughts are there.
So
And I
yeah,
am in my head. I am
head
definitely in
on.
my head. There's a whole village in there. There's a whole village in there telling me
We'll
all
name
kinds of
them, we'll
things.
meet them, we'll introduce them next show. Okay. That's hilarious. No,
They're
but
their own
you're
section.
not
And
the only one. You're not the
yeah.
only one with the running commentary. But yeah, I do tell my
Yes.
clients to just like stop that sometimes and be like, okay, but is that true? Or
Yes.
or am I being kind of, it could be true sometimes. Am I being extreme about it? Like, am I being unfair about it? Would I say that to a friend? Kind of
Well,
thing.
my partner tells me, what is the supporting evidence? What's the supporting evidence of that?
Yes, put your thoughts on trial.
Yeah, and
Right.
I
So
like,
what?
there's some. Hold on. I'm like, there's some in there. Wait a minute.
And then I just can't find it other than what I thought, right? As I always say, feelings are not facts, right?
Yeah.
And so
Our
we've,
thoughts and our wounds, right? Our wounds that we can't decide. Sometimes you can't distinguish from intuition and an old wound, right? And so you're like, is that intuition or is that a wound that I have that is now scratching the surface again? Because we know the partners that they mirror us, but they also trigger us. And a trigger is not a bad thing necessarily, as long as you don't take it out on your partner.
It's
right?
your responsibility. I literally just had this conversation with, like, your triggers are your responsibility. You should be aware of them, and then you should let the other person know, and y'all should work out how to deal with that. But ultimately, it falls on you to understand and control and manage your own triggers. So yeah, absolutely. So I love that conversation. But it sounds like he's just saying, like, be kind to yourself. Give yourself a break sometimes. Like, we are so not nice to ourselves. I don't know how many times I have that conversation. I'm like, y'all are I wouldn't be friends with you based on how you treat yourself. God damn, are you saying that to yourself? What you gonna say to me?
You know what's crazy? I was watching this video because I love watching like different people talk, and this woman was saying that she had talked to her therapist, and she was saying how much she was struggling with her husband, and the therapist said, that's got to suck. And the woman almost got defensive because she's like, are you talking about my husband? Mind you, she was just talking about her husband. And the woman was like, it's got to suck that he loves you more than you do. That has to be difficult. And I was like, oh my God. And we do that to ourselves so much, that we're more critical. And we put these thoughts about ourselves and say that the other person is feeling that way. And they have no clue what you're talking about.
Very
and
good.
I've done it. That's why I know.
That's something I'm working on. I'm recovering for it. I'm in recovery.
I'm like in recovering. Like,
yeah.
What time is it?
But it's so many people. It's so many people. But we keep treating it like it's just a trend or a cliche thing. But self-love really is the best love. Like, if you've got that, you've got everything, right? And so, I'm glad we're talking about this because I'm, as I work on my book, which I should be talking about as well. So that's a perfect example. I haven't mentioned that at all.
Tell us.
We're gonna be going into, I think we should all go into self-love season, because we talk about all these other seasons for everything else, Thanksgiving, thankful for others, Christmas, showing, loving on other people. Everything is about loving on other people. Valentine's Day. Where is the season of self-love? So I think that is something that, I'm gonna start a movement about. And not in that cliche way, but like for real, girl, sit down and love on yourself.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of having sessions with women. The entire time goes to what's happening with everyone else around me. I'm just like, oh my God, girl, what is you though? And they just be like, huh? What do you mean? Oh my God. Like, you cannot live for your mama, your daddy, your 3 kids, your husband, your cousins and them. You're going to visit your homie in prison on the weekend. Like, you can't give to everybody else.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating to see how people do not do a good job of loving on themselves. And I just don't think they understand that if you make that shift, everything else is bearable, right? Because what if I turn it upside down? What if I say, let me give to myself first and then the others? What might that shift change?
Yeah.
So I'm still gonna ride for all of you, but I'm going to make sure. So it's like we're going to Disney World. I'm gonna stop at the store that I want to go at first.
Yes.
I'm just gonna get something from the store right quick. We're gonna get you guys to Disney World, but I want to stop at the store. Can I just stop at the store? It's not gonna take that long, but that would feel really good to me, right? And that's all I'm saying. Is just like they feel so. we'll talk, I'm sure, a whole episode about the guilt that people feel from doing that, which blows my mind, because I'm like, do you realize everyone else is sucking the life out of you and they don't have any guilt about it? They don't have any guilt. And that be they mama, they daddy, they cousin, they children.
Yes. Yeah.
They don't have no qualms about it. They're fine with it. So,
well, as women, we're taught that you just do it and you sacrifice and it's okay and this is what's expected of you. And we live like that. And then you find women when they're going through emptiness having no idea who they are.
All the time. It happens all the time. So the work can be done now for that. But yeah, I love this topic. A little bit of self-love goes a long way, being kind to ourselves, and we're gonna find things that we could be nicer to ourselves about. And I love that, and not repeat that thing that isn't nice. Listen, that's some hard homework, guys. Don't repeat it. To not repeat that thing, because we're human beings are all about habits, right? Bad habits die hard. So that's another thing about being kind to yourself. You're not gonna get it right the first time. You might not even get it right the first 10 times. You might not even get it right the first 100 times. You should still give the continuous effort.
Absolutely.
Right? You should still give the continuous effort for that. So yeah, I really love that topic. Thank you for sharing that. I do love Jay Shetty. Did you have any other thoughts for us or homework for us on that?
No. I mean, I'm excited to talk about your book. I can't wait to talk about that. And speaking of self and self-love, I do want to talk about shadow work eventually, where we talk about the repressed parts of ourselves that we don't love. And it's a process, right? And then we learn to love those dark things about ourselves, even when other people don't, right? We
learn to love those dark things about ourselves.
Because that is also who you are, right? So we're not just like...
when I embrace that, yes, people don't want to embrace that. Yes. I love that so much. Radical honesty, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard that term, radical honesty.
And I mean, and the thing is like trusting the dark places in you is also like trusting, and my partner and I were talking about this. It's like when you show that to your partner, right? Those pieces of you that you don't always think are liked, right? You show that to your partner and you run the risk of, when I show this part of myself, are they still going to love me? And you have to trust in yourself that if they don't, you'll still be okay. That's who you are.
That's it. And I can't hide that.
And if I want to really make it better, I have to understand what it is first, right? So I can work through those things.
That's it. Do the work, guys. No one's going to do the work for you. You got to do the work. Yes, we got to talk about some shadow work. Hopefully we can get it. Yes, hopefully we can get that special guest. Go ahead, reach out to her now. I know she booked and busy. Pick a date maybe in December. But maybe that, I will kind of maybe starting the beginning of December, do like a little bit on self-love. Maybe do like a self-love challenge. And maybe we can all participate in that together. Right?
That'd be great.
Excited. Well, dang, that went fast. This is getting easier and easier, right? Yeah, that's the show. So we want to remind you guys to like, share, subscribe. We're just getting this thing started. We're the little engines that could, but you can now follow us. You can now follow us on Instagram, the Ladies Room Pod. So Ladies Room Pod. So LADIEZ. Okay. Guess what? I love me some listener letters, some comments, some emails coming in. So I have opened the floor for that. Please email any questions that you have, topics, you need advice, topics and things like that. You can email us at ladiesroompod, LADIEZ.
Nope, that's it for me. We missed SJ. Hopefully we'll see her next week.
Yes. Well, peace and light, family. We're not halfway through the week yet, but we're getting there. So y'all just keep grinding and shining. All right. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.